Welcome to Housing After 60. I am Charles Odell. On this site, we analyze the math and the reality of senior housing to find your best options. Let's get started.
Welcome to another deep dive from Housing After 60. Today, we are looking at a costly mistake that could seriously derail your retirement. And this is a big one, based on our latest research at housingafter60.com. It's something we're calling the independent living trap. And yeah, this quote pretty much says it all. This is the cold, hard truth. So many people, maybe you, have been paying into a long-term care insurance policy for decades, thinking, it's a golden ticket for whatever senior living choice you make. But then the time comes, you find that perfect independent living community, and you discover your ticket isn't valid. Your claim gets denied, and you're just left scratching your head wondering what went wrong.
And this right here, this is the entire reason. The whole problem really just boils down to a fundamental misunderstanding between these two words, housing and healthcare. That's it. You think you're buying one thing, but your insurance policy was designed from the ground up to cover something else entirely.
And this slide really breaks it down perfectly. I mean, look, on the left, you've got independent living. Legally, it's just real estate. It's a lifestyle choice, right? You're paying for a nice apartment, so amenities, a social calendar. But then you look to the right, and your LTC policy, that's a completely different animal. It's a health product specifically designed to pay for custodial care, but only when it becomes a medical necessity. It's just not set up to pay your rent.
That's the crucial point. From a legal and a regulatory standpoint, these independent living communities, they're often just zoned as multifamily housing. They aren't licensed as healthcare facilities. And that one little detail gives the insurance company a rock-solid legal foundation to just say nope and deny any claim for your monthly rent.
Okay, so if the policy won't pay for the building itself, what will it pay for? Well, it pays for care. But, and this is a huge but, only after you've passed through a very specific set of gates. In the insurance world, these are called benefit triggers, and they are guarded by some very, very specific gatekeepers. And here they are. These are the gatekeepers, the 6 activities of daily living, or what everyone calls ADLs. Your policy requires a doctor to certify that you are physically incapable of performing at least 2 of these. And let's be crystal clear here. Finding them a little difficult, that's not going to cut it. You must require substantial, hands-on assistance to get them done. So this is the key question you have to ask yourself right now. Do you truly need that level of substantial, hands-on help? Because if you're healthy enough to move into independent living just for the lifestyle, well, the answer is almost certainly no. And if your answer is no, guess what? The insurance company's answer for your claim is also going to be no.
Okay. But what about the workaround we hear about all the time? A lot of communities will tell you, hey, don't worry, your policy has a home care benefit, so you can just hire a caregiver to come right to your apartment. And that sounds like a perfect solution, doesn't it? But as we're about to see, the math tells a very, very different story. Let's just walk through the numbers here, because they don't lie. Your rent for that apartment, let's call it $6,000, is not covered, period. That's on you. Now, your insurance will pay for the caregiver, but at, say, $38 an hour for 8 hours a day, that adds up to over $9,000 a month. Your policy might cover a lot of that, sure, but you are still 100% on the hook for that $6,000 rent check. You end up paying more out of pocket than if you were in a place that's actually covered in the first place. It's crazy. And this is exactly why, as we noted on the site, that kind of brutal math often makes a licensed assisted living facility a much more logical financial choice. Exactly. In that setting, the housing and the care are all bundled into one package, which is what these policies were actually designed to cover from the start. It just aligns your actual need with your policy's purpose. So we've clearly identified the trap. The big question now is, how do you avoid falling into it? Well, it all comes down to doing your homework. So we've put together a little action plan so you can verify everything before you make a life-altering and potentially very expensive move. All right, here's your checklist. First, pull out your actual policy and find the exact definition of a qualified facility. Then, call the community and ask them for their specific state license category. Make sure they match. Next, talk to your doctor and make sure their assessment of your needs lines up with those hands-on assistance triggers. Understand the limits of any home care rider you might have. And finally, be ready to pay out of pocket for at least 90 days during the policy's elimination period. And hey, for the full technical breakdown of each of these steps, just check the post on housingafter60.com. Ultimately, it all just comes down to this one simple idea. Retirement is a business decision, so you have to treat it like one. That is so true. Choosing where you're going to live in retirement is one of the biggest financial decisions of your entire life. It can't be based on glossy brochures or just a feeling you get. You have to attack it with the same rigor and logic you would for any other major investment. Do the math, read the fine print, and protect your bottom line.
So the final question we'll leave you with is this. What is your plan built on? Is it based on hard numbers and the realities of your contracts, or is it based on the marketing promise of a carefree lifestyle? Knowing the answer to that is the first and most important step to securing your financial future. Thanks for watching. For more guides and the full article on this topic, head over to housingafter60.com. Don't forget to check the links in the description below.
Your peace and enjoyment in retirement depends on the right housing strategy. Visit housingafter60.com for our full analysis and cost transparency guides. I will see you in the next video.